Musk's rise as a Trump backer comes as X has turned into a haven for the spread of misinformation. Since buying the site almost 2 years ago, Musk's site has struggled to control it on topics ranging from the election to the assassination attempt against Trump. Sometimes the bad information has been boosted by Musk himself, who posted a conspiracy regarding the attack on Paul Pelosi in October of 2022 before deleting it.
That's a sour-faced pretend journalist on CNN struggling to hide her disdain for the recent interview on X between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and boy oh boy are the Karens and NPCs and legacy media upset that Trump has been doing interviews on platforms that people actually watch. First he sat down with Logan Paul, then he did an interview with popular streamer Aiden Ross, and now he just wrapped up an interview on X with Elon Musk that's nearly generated 1 billion views since it aired.
Donald Trump finding a new ally this election, billionaire Elon Musk. The two men are set to appear on the platform formerly known as Twitter, now X, later tonight for what Musk is promising will be a, quote, unscripted and no limits conversation. Trump is now getting used to the fact that Musk endorsed him shortly after the assassination attempt, even though he's been critical of SpaceX and the Tesla CEO in the past.
And I'm for electric cars. I have to be, because Elon endorsed me very strongly, Elon. So I have no choice.
Expect out of this conversation that we're going to see tonight on Twitter?
Well, for one, I think it's going to be a very lighthearted conversation. Because Elon Musk has come out and endorsed Donald Trump, I expect this to be like a bromance type of an interview where they're supporting each other. I think that Elon Musk will let Donald Trump speak all of the falsehoods and misinformation that he wants. I mean, he's not a journalist. It's not his job necessarily. Does he want to be fact-checking all of the information? So I think it's just a platform for Donald Trump to come out and say whatever he wants. But the thing to remember, Cassie, is like the interview audience here is what Donald Trump needs. You see J.D. Vance going on Face the Nation, right? Sunday shows, traditional media, because he needs to get his name out there. Donald Trump's going the opposite route, right? He's talking to streamers and podcasters. He's going on X. He wants to rally up that sort of fringe online base. That's what Donald Trump is doing here tonight.
Well, he's meanwhile threatening to sue establishment media like the New York Times, etc. Sarah Fisher for us this morning. Sarah, thank you. I appreciate your time.
You've got to love how CNN is pretending that X is a haven for misinformation and lies. I mean, these are the same people that push the fiery but mostly peaceful protest lie. The same ones who said Trump fell at his PA rally and are synonymous with dishonesty. They're so biased that even hacks like Jon Stewart regularly mock them for doing stuff like this. But they weren't the only ones fuming at this interview. Reporters at the Washington Post were asking Karine Jean-Pierre if there's anything the White House could do to stop it.
Elon Musk is slated to interview Donald Trump tonight on X. I don't know if the president is going to tune in. Feel free to say if he is or not. But I think that misinformation on Twitter is not just a campaign issue. It's a America issue. What role does the White House or the president have in sort of stopping that, or stopping the spread of that, or sort of intervening in that? Some of that was about campaign misinformation, but it's a wider thing, right?
Yeah, no, and you've heard us talk about this many times from here about the responsibilities that social media platforms have when it comes to misinformation, disinformation. Don't have anything to read out from here about specific ways that we're working on it, but we believe that they have the responsibility. These are private companies, so we're also mindful of that too. But look, it is. I think it is incredibly important to call that out as you're doing. I just don't have any specifics on what we have been doing internally as it relates to the interviews. Not something that I'm tracking, and I'm sure the president's not tracking it either.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that there's not much of anything that Biden's tracking at this point. But it's nice to know that the Washington Post is really living up to its democracy dies in darkness slogan. I really love how the media and Democrats will endlessly try to troll Trump by calling him old or weird or mocking his hair and skin. And despite what they say, it never sticks. Then all Trump has to do to troll them is merely do an interview with someone popular, and they absolutely lose their collective minds. I mean, just look at all of these articles from naggy liberals whining about it. Which brings me to this highlight from the interview that I thought was relevant, given that every single liberal is trying to censor them.
And there's a lot of attempts to do censorship and to force censorship, even on Americans from other countries. And I think it's obvious that you're a believer and an advocate of free speech, because during your first term as president, you were attacked relentlessly every day, often very unfairly with with false attacks, and you didn't try to shut down the media. You didn't try to uh, inhibit their freedom of speech, and I think that says a lot.
Musk is absolutely correct here, and it's really concerning because the left is becoming more and more open about their attacks on free speech. I mean, they're running a radical ticket with a candidate that proudly proclaimed that people should be as woke as possible, and a running mate that said freedom of speech doesn't apply to hate speech or misinformation, which seems a little bit concerning to me. But let me know what you think. How do you feel about Trump doing these interviews on new media? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!